because we've been in this super socially distant world, I thought it would be really nice to take you all somewhere kind of like quite cozy, somewhere where we can feel like we're surrounded in nature and each other and sound and warmth. So let's get comfy. I'm gonna like actually use a little book that I wrote to make sure that I don't miss anything to get you guys like really there. Okay, so everyone's lying down. Put the sheet over your eyes. Maybe I shouldn't show my face now so that you don't watch me anymore. Well, we'll leave it for this round. This is the first one, so I'm getting used to this and you're getting used to this, so let's do it. So let's take some deep breaths together. Let's do 3, and it's going to feel really good. Oh, this is definitely a symbiotic relationship right now. What's going on? I feel so much better already. Okay, so close your eyes, and the first thing I want us to do is to imagine a color and a texture that feels like a little bit too much, like maybe it's like heat or like a hot red, lava, or like a intense sort of violet frequency or something. And we're going to do a body scan and imagine that color going out of your body. It can be any color, whichever color and texture feels kind of like a lot to you right now. It can be anything. So let's imagine, I'm gonna actually now turn this away from me for a second. So there's your color, there's one color. So let's relax from the top of our head. Relax your forehead. Keep breathing. Relax your jaw and your neck and your arms, your chest, your belly and your hips. Relax your legs, your thighs, your knees, your shoulders and arms, your elbows, forearms and hands. And imagine this color is going out of your hands and out of your calves and through your ankles and out of your feet. So now you can feel a little bit void of color. Void, feel empty for a minute. And now I want you to think, with your eyes closed, we are going to the tropical jungles by a waterfall. So there's plants that are all the way up to your thighs. You can feel them brushing along your legs. Some of them are flowers and they smell really rich, really full of like color, and they smell like the whole entire tropical world is just like giving out this beautiful scent. Hibiscus and that white one with the yellow in the middle, that one smells so good. So take a deep breath and smell in all these flowers. I mean, they're tropical and they are giving out a lot of love right now. There's other plants like monsteras and different ones that have like waxy texture, and you can walk along and touch those as you're walking. You can feel them because they're so tall. You can actually touch your hands with them. And that's like very, very surrounding in your world. And as we keep walking through this super green and super colorful flower world, there's all these like palm trees and vines that are growing on the palm trees. And you know, like those trees that have just so many roots that are going down and they're like reaching into the ground. There's lots of those around, and it feels like you're completely surrounded by all of this plant life. And all of those plants are all of your friends. They're all the people you know. Each different plant is one different person that is your friend and that you love. And they're all there and they're surrounding you. But we're coming even farther to somewhere even more interesting. As we come along this little like path that you're making for yourself, there is a sound that we can hear, and it's like this kind of almost like a distant whooshing, almost like air. You almost think it's air, but it's not air. You're in the jungle. You're in the tropics. It's a waterfall. And it's rushing down very high from the top of this cliff. It's coming down and it's rushing through all of these rocks and stones, and it's splashing. So it's like hitting a rock and then it's splashing through flowers and hitting another rock and splashing through different tropical plants, and it's just like collecting every scent and every texture and color as it goes. It's really, really beautiful. And you decide that you want to get in the water because it's quite warm, but it's refreshing. And the weather is so hot. The humidity is like really, really there. But there is this bit of air that's coming through the trees, and it's giving you this kind of sense of freedom and breath, even in that humidity. And you start by just putting your feet in to feel the temperature of the water, and it's quite cool, but it's like perfect. And you can go up to your ankles in that water now, and slowly that beautiful, it's like a sapphire blue water, and you can see all the way to the bottom. It's coming up over your calf muscles and up to your knees. And then there's these little fishes that come along, and every once in a while they nibble a little something off of your legs, but they're doing it because they love you and they want to eat your dead skin. But that's good. They want that, and you want that too. And then they scurry away when you move, and you can feel the stones under your feet that are kind of slippery and mossy. And then you move a little farther in, and you're at your knees and your thighs, and that blue sapphire water is filling up what was empty before. What was kind of devoid of color is now being filled with this soft blue water that's fresh. And you keep going in farther, and you can now put your hands on the surface of the water, and this little wind comes down and touches the water and blows some angles, some small waves, and you can move your hand over the waves, and it's very gentle. And you start to walk closer to the waterfall, which is really getting your hips in the water and your belly. And you can feel now the splashes of the waterfall on your chest and on your neck and on your face, and the little waves from the waterfall are coming. And you can smell all of the smells that water has been through. It's been through all of those leaves and all those plants, and it's even been on the moss and those flowers, and it's just rushing with water and scent. And you can hear all the rustling of the different kinds of leaves. These waxy palm leaves are like rushing in that gentle wind that's above you. And remember, all of these plants are your friends. They're all of us, and we love you. And you get in a little farther, and now you're at your chest. And you think, wow, what if I get under the water? Will I be filled up with all of that sapphire blue? So you put your hands in the air and you dive in to the water. And you feel the water rushing all over your head. And you open your eyes in the water and you see all of the little fishes swimming. And there's plants that are growing under the water, that are growing up into lilies that are on top of the water. And you can see those vines, the connection that we have to the bottom is the connection of all of us reaching out right now. And now your whole body is filled with this blue sapphire water. And it feels like refreshing and new. And you emptied yourself out of that feeling that you didn't want anymore. And now you are filled with a different thing, a calm thing, something that you can feel relaxed in. So let's take a few more deep breaths together. And we can envision this spot, and sometimes maybe we can go to the top of the waterfall. And sometimes maybe even if you're in the right mood, you can take like a jump off of that waterfall. But we might save that for another landscape meditation. But you're in control of your own little zone, so explore it how you will. And another deep breath. And let it out. Yeah. So, slowly open your eyes. And now you're back in this reality that is filled with a color and a texture now. And I hope you feel a little bit more calm. It's nice to breathe, and it's nice to imagine being somewhere a little bit different than where you are when you're not able to leave your house. It's always good to be able to use our imaginations as much as we can to create places we can explore, because they really do exist within us. And I think that is like a power of our ways. Like we can move forward with this by being creative and imaginative. And I'm going to do one of these with you every day, and it's going to be a different place, and you can join whenever. So yeah, I will. This was my first time doing a live thing, and it's been so nice to see so many people join and sending hearts. It's really very encouraging. See you tomorrow, and enjoy your evening. Bye bye.